Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Maty Siman. Maty Siman is the CTO and founder of Checkmarx, a software security company, as well as a technology expert active in the IT industry for over 20 years with experience in software development, IT security, and source code analysis. Prior to founding Checkmarx, Siman worked at the Israeli Prime Minister's office as a senior IT security expert and project manager. Siman regularly speaks at IT security conferences and holds a highly regarded CISSP certification since 2003. Well, good afternoon, Maty. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, Brian. Thank you.
Awesome. Glad to have you here. And, this is interesting. I'm doing two podcasts pretty much back to back today from Israel. So this is amazing. I appreciate you jumping on. You're late in the day, so thanks again, Maty. So let's jump into the questions. You've got quite the career in cybersecurity. You're an entrepreneur and now the founder and CTO of Checkmarx. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
Oh, that's a great question. So I got my first computer at the age of 7. It was an Amstrad 6128 with BASIC pre-installed. And I'm writing code ever since. Really, it was clear to me that this is what I want to do when I grow up. Now, I think there are two types of entrepreneurs. The first type is what people think when they talk about entrepreneurs, is that people that try something, if they fail, they try something else, and they try over and over again until they hopefully succeed. They just try many ideas. It was clear to me that I'm not that kind of entrepreneur. I really hate to fail. I really, really hate it. So I belong to the second type of entrepreneurs. I knew that I want to take one shot, one company, and really reach the moon. So I spent years thinking what would be the best possible idea in terms of market, of value to customers, of trends, the IP barrier. And only when all these stars aligned, then I took my shot. So really what inspires me is doing something and kind of excellence in what I'm doing. So that's my typecast of entrepreneur. Now, in retrospective, there are obviously many things that I couldn't prepare that helped me that I didn't know in real time that will provide me a lot of value. One example that comes to my mind is when I served at the Israeli Defense Forces as a development instructor in the development course. I had to explain very complex development concepts to very large crowd, and not all of them had deep technological background back then. So the experience I got standing in front of a large audience, taking complex ideas and explaining them in such a way that everyone will understand, helped me later on when I founded Checkmarx in selling the vision and the product and the company to employees, to investors, to customers. So that's something that I didn't knew ahead of time that will be so beneficial going forward.
Great. That's awesome, Maty. I appreciate your insight, your background, your story, and that certainly helps other entrepreneurs that are starting out for sure to see what you went through to get to where you're at today. And that's very insightful for our guests. For our audience. So Maty, I want to talk to you a little bit about this popular trend. And I've actually written some articles on Dockers and Kubernetes, right? So these container deployments, they're popular, and the risks where organizations don't really know where to start in securing this infrastructure as a code. Maybe you can talk to that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. That's an excellent question. The trend of infrastructure as code is where the entire infrastructure is codified, and then the code is stored in repositories like GitHub and GitLab, and GitHub becomes the single source of truth for everything that is software related, the application itself and the infrastructure on which the software runs. Now, infrastructure as code has many benefits, such as versioning, and the concept of don't fix, redeploy. You don't need to fix anything. You just redeploy your source code and launch a new network, for example. Now, from our perspective at Checkmarx, the fact that everything becomes code means that we can use our code analysis engine not only analyze the application code, but also to analyze the infrastructure code, finding vulnerabilities in everything that is code related, application and infrastructure. We actually have released an open source product a couple of months ago called Kix, Keep Infrastructure Code Secure. And I welcome everyone to use this product to integrate that into their CI/CD pipeline, or even better, to contribute new rules to that product. It is based on OPA. I guess most of the audience are familiar with it. It stands for the Open Policy Agent. And I think it's a great tool. So I really welcome everyone to use Kix.
Absolutely. I think that's awesome. That's Kix. That's spelled with a Kics, right?
Yeah, correct.
Awesome. Thank you. No, that's very important to get that out there. Obviously, a lot of the folks I have on the show are developers or have worked in that space. So thank you. So Maty, you are obviously leveraging some new and emerging technologies in your tech stack. Anything specific you might be able to share with us today?
Yeah, definitely. One of the challenges we're facing is that our product needs to run both on-prem and on the cloud, on various cloud vendors' infrastructures. So we need to build a hybrid platform that can run everywhere. So, for example, we're using Keycloak as the authentication and authorization mechanism. We're using RabbitMQ and AmazonMQ as the messaging platform, depending where our application runs. We're using Aurora and Postgres. And most recently, we've added Zeebee, which is spelled Zeebee. It's a fairly new workflow product that manages all the workflow in our application, and we're super happy with it. It's a fairly new product.
That's great. I love that. And, this is what's so cool about this platform is we get to share with everybody what we're doing as far as our tech stack. There's a lot of really cool things out there, and it just amazes me the advancement of some of the tools and technologies, especially during the pandemic. So, Maty, last question. Can you share something from your career experience that would be helpful for those looking to grow their career in tech or entrepreneurship?
Yeah, absolutely. To a certain degree, it is aligned with the first question that entrepreneurs should know exactly what they're good at and be really, really good at that to excel at that specific area. But they should also be aware what areas they're not really good at. One of the questions I get very often is why I chose to hire a CEO very early on and to keep only, so to say, the CTO position for myself. Because I came to the conclusion that everything that relates to finance, HR, biz dev, these are not my area of expertise. I'm really good at technology and I should excel at that. Other areas, I should hire just the best people to do that for me. So just look at the mirror and know exactly what you're good at and what you should get help from other people to do.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. And I've heard that, especially around your productivity, right? So yeah. You should definitely hire the right people to do those jobs that they're an expert at and let them run with what they're good at. So thank you. I appreciate that. And Maty, it was a pleasure having you on today. I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you very much, Brian. Same here.
Bye for now.